Hi, everybody. Okay, so I have a lot to say about court cases because I have to update you guys, and so this might be a little a video on the longer side. I'm just warning you. Okay. Um. Okay. So I found out on Friday, which is yesterday, that Donald Adelson's trial is more than likely going to start on August 19th. The reason I found this out is because the judge, they had one of the last motion hearings about the case yesterday. And he said the deadline for discovery is July 21st. And then the last motion hearing is going to be August 8th. So apparently, between August 8th and August 19th, they're going to impanel jury. So that should happen on August 19th. I mean, the trial should start then. Okay. Okay. As for Cody Richards, I believe it's gonna start sometime in August as well, maybe September, because last I heard they were going through all the preliminary stuff, but they were getting close, and it was probably going to be late August. Now, this has been going on for a while, so I'm not really concrete on that date. All right. Let's see. Then I have to talk about Karen Read just a little bit because the trial is over. She's been found not guilty and not guilty of the major offenses, and the only one she was convicted or whatever, but she got probation for is the OUI, which is in most states a DUI. Okay, so that's operating under the influence of alcohol. And she got 12 months probation, and she had to go into a 24D program, which is just a class or something, 90 minutes a week or something like that. I guess for a year or something like that. Okay, so that's pretty good compared to where it could be. All right. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I have to talk about the fallout for the people surrounding the case. Not in, well, I mean, they were witnesses, but oh my God. Okay. Um, I, okay. I'm going to try to do two things here, which are, I'm going to try to be as nice as possible, but as truthful as possible also. Okay. And within the last week, every officer involved in this trial has been either demoted, removed, or something else. Okay, I'm going to go down the list. Buchanan, I call him Bukaki. Okay, just because. Uh, he was demoted because he's no longer the sergeant, and he no longer works for Norfolk County, and he's been put on administrative duty. Okay. All right. Michael Parker was fired. That was after the first trial. That's still that's still true. Kelly Deaver. I'm gonna call her Deaver because she was the one who said, I can't believe you got my name wrong. It's Dever, not Deaver. So she's Deaver for me. Okay. Now, you have to keep in mind this girl is 26 years old, apparently been on the force for maybe a year by now, maybe. And I remember she said in her testimony that she had been talking to somebody and she'd been advised of yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now, the person she talked to has come out and said that he doesn't know anything about the case. He doesn't know anything. Don't see anything. Don't know anything. Don't hear anything. So Yeah. Oh, and she was put on family medical leave or something. Okay. So that's what happened with her. And another interesting fact, the sergeant I just talked about that's not a sergeant anymore, Bukaki, is now involved in another case for Walsh, Brian Walsh. Oh, okay. The pickle in that case is they were given warrant to search things, okay, but it was a limited warrant, and the attorney and the guy agreed to it. However, they breached that agreement and started searching things that were way beyond the scope of what they were supposed to be searching. And I know this because I was looking around on YouTube yesterday, and there's a podcast I watched that's called Defense Diaries. They're really great. They're a married couple, Bob and Ali Mata. Okay. So they just happened to be covering this case for Brian Walsh, like I said. Okay. And the because they broke the scope of the warrant, now it's kind of in legal terms, but it's considered the fruit of the poisonous tree. Okay? Because of the way they obtained the information, that's the poisonous tree, right? So anything they gather, which would be the fruit, is spoiled or bad or whatever language you want to put on it, and they can't use that evidence or they shouldn't be able to. That's the that's the rule of the fruit of the poisonous tree. So that's what's going on in Massachusetts. Um, okay. And also, I have to talk about there's another journalist, podcaster. He's as Turtle Boy online, but his real name is Aiden Carney. Um, he's really good. I really like him. And but his case is they're trying to charge him or whatever with witness intimidation. But it's all bogus stuff. But anyway, but the sad thing is he could face up to 100 years in prison, and like I said, for bogus things. But the important thing here is that his case might unlock the door for how John O'Keefe, which was the victim in the whole Karen Read fiasco. But remember, I told you that Karen Read did not do this. And I told you from day one of the first trial, I said, I don't think she did anything. I think something else happened. I've been saying that from the word go. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. Okay? So you see how everything's wrapped up and everywhere? Yeah, it really is. Okay. Bye, guys.